Did a bit of childcare for the first part of the day. Got a little bit done, but yeah, here we are melting. And one of the things I'm going to do is set this up. So I've already drawn these. I've already drawn the talking faces. Some are better than others, but we just want to get this in terms of code. So the first thing is on the character, we created a spot for a talking sprite. There we go, speaking sprite, which we can swap to. It's associated to the character. And then what we did is we put that into sprites, and we just need to store it here. And actually in characters, we're going to need to go through. And so by default, speaking sprite will be null. And yeah, like the soldier speaks in the first scene, but I don't think he gets a speaking sprite. I don't think we can go that far with it. But the heroes will, and yeah, these should all be in something called sprites. But here they are, eating up our script space, but it's no big deal. So we just need to go. So bark is also going to be a list. I can probably do that. That's a low-hanging fruit. Barks should be a list of strings. So it's just a little task to do in a bit. But for now, we want a speaking sprite equals stuff.sprites.randar. Okay, and then I'll copy that, and we don't do the semicolon, and I'm just going to leave this blank. And we need to go through and just add this to all the heroes. So luckily we've already recently collapsed everything that's not a hero. And yeah, so just little bits of busy work today. Nothing crazy, not going to start any mad stuff. I don't know if I did this on stream yesterday, but I kind of figured out how we're going to handle some of the more funky artifacts and you know, make it so that they are generated through procs and outcomes rather than individually designed and described. So we've got that fun stuff to do, but I think I'll try and do that. I'm busy tomorrow morning, but I'm going to do that when I've got a fresh brain, but it's not too complicated. So we just need, for now, we're just doing this kind of busy work of adding a speaking sprite to each hero. So there's a few steps to make this happen, but it's not too much. And then I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all the heroes. And so they'll have a special bark. Yeah, they've got their bark and they've got their speaking sprite. Okay, good. And then now I need to go through and just get a good idea of where to copy the name. This will probably be the comment. And just need to put this before each bit there. So just busy work. Could probably get an AI to do this, but actually the best way to do this is, in the time it takes for me to describe to an AI what to do, I'll have finished it. And for in future, just kind of make these things a bit more intelligently from the beginning. Experience, basically. Don't look random. We need this as a single word. Is that anywhere? No, so we'll just put it here and put this the space. I think there's only a couple characters that have a two-word name. So yeah, very simple stuff here. There we go. Okay, other step we need to do is get our sprites sorted. Since having a kid, I'm more keen on pronouncing my T's. Okay, so yeah, let's go sprites, characters, Heroes speaking. There we have it. Put on our preset. I need to, apply, save, all that stuff. And then in here, I need to grab this number. Very odd number. And then we go, heroes speaking, multiple, open sprite editor, slice it up by cell size, and that's 72 by 96, and then it's a custom pivot at 0.5 and our lovely round number there. And we slice it up, apply, and then we go, let's do a cheeky save. We go over to, sprites, and we should have our slots for speaking. Basically, at some point, it might have been prudent to move my character sprites from the character script to this sprite script. That's going to be something I'm going to do with all my games moving forward, but for now it's like this. And since it's fine, I'm going to leave these empty here, because they're still referenced from characters. But I'll clean that up if it ever feels normal. But for now, if it ever feels like worthwhile, but for now we'll just put these here. So why does did I not do Randar speaking or Felicity? What's her name? Jania. Okay. I think Jania sounds a bit too much like Jaina, but we can change it down the line. I haven't got a good idea for her name. She just needs to be supportive hero. Okay, human being. No, what was I doing? Hero speaking, and I've already done. And I quite like what I did for Dark Randar's speaking face. I think it's quite funny. We'll see if it's like too jarring, but I just think it has a kind of fun, kind of madness to it, which I enjoy. Yeah, kind of mad, but might work. Might look weird and jarring, and people will be like, "What the hell's going on?" Might look good. And then this one's a very simple one. We're not going crazy with this. We just want them to be speaking, and then we'll see if there's more we can do. Is that right? Did I bring that down? Yeah. Good. Alright, so yeah, I already drew that earlier off stream. So we have a speaking version for each character. Again, like I said, some better than others, but let's see them actually speaking in the scene before we go in and fine-tune these. I think I might have gone too far with Randar's, but it might be fun. We'll see. See if it works or not. Okay. So then, Randar speaking. Johnny is speaking. Rowan speaking. Crowbar speaking. Jack, I've called him. It's basically Crowbar. It's a character that appears in a few of my games, and it's generally whenever I play a game, I make a character called Crowbar McPherce. He's like my game hero in my headcanon. He's been on lots of adventures. He's been to Skyrim land. He's been to Skyrim. He's been to he's survived the Fallout Wasteland. It's sort of a long lineage throughout the ages. Okay, that's that. And that's that set up. So then so there's a couple places to put this. One is on the ultimate, do ultimate. And we'll just, at the beginning, we'll go, what do we do? Character container dot sprite. Is that how we do it? Because we don't need to set all of them. Interesting. So where I just need to double check, where do I? So construct character. And sprite renderers. Okay, we just do all of them. Okay, we only need to do the front one. So character container, and I'm just going to assume that it is the first one in the list, that is the main one. Sprite equals character container dot character dot speaking sprite, and then at the end, so if I can actually just collapse things up to get down there. Fun times, yeah. Just getting some low-hanging fruit today. No design, no difficult code, just stuff that's really paint by numbers. Sprite. So that'll make them appear to be speaking when they do their ultimate, which should be fun. Could add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of animation, and then in dialogues, so dialogue canvas. Where is it that we keep, yeah, advance, carrot interval. Where do we actually keep that? Oh, speak routine, yeah, it's collapsed, that's why I can't see it. So yeah, this is something I made back when I made Interrogation Simulator. I'm just using it again. And what we can do is kind of just have it, yeah, we have the voice sound. I think I had the space for the animation before, but we can just go, yeah, we'll have a code like toggle speaking, but for now I'll just write it all. So character, yeah, what do we have here? So we don't actually store who is in which spot. Yeah, so we don't actually have like instant access to which of the characters speaking here, and we'll need that. Public character 1, and another one for character 0. For character 2. We'll call it 1 and 2. We won't do program accounting. And then when we're actually making it, set characters, so character image, was it character 1 image? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll refine this, so rather than accessing that sprite, we'll make a little public void set character, and we'll make it between int 1 int character slot, and then character. Maybe that should be the other way around, but never mind. And so what this will do is set character. Okay, so should we just do an if statement? If character slot, because we're not going to have more than 2 people talking. We can change that character, and that'll be easy to do. So if character slot is equal to 1, then character 1 equals character, and character 1 image dot sprite equals character dot sprite. Good. And then we'll just do the else. Lovely, clean, readable code. 2 image, 2 character. Okay. So then here, and I'm glad we did this before writing tons of dialogue. This would just need to be dialogue canvas dot set character 1 to random, and character 2 to soldier. And then I'll find all instances of this, and we'll change that to Yeah, I think there's only luckily we've only written one dialogue, so no, I didn't say do it from that selection. Just stop it. There we go. This would be so this sets it to the player hero and the enemy hero. Thanks for the like, but I think I'm the only person in here. Is that my wife, maybe? Right, set up characters. Yeah, so that's simple, and so that'll just be how we do it moving forward. So it sets the sprite and the character. Okay, and then we have speak routine. Yeah, so basically for each character in line. So this basically for every letter in what's being said. And then at the end of a speak routine, we would character. I thought so. Character one image dot sprite equals character. Oh no, when we're doing speak routine, who is speaking during the speak routine? Oh yeah, because we're just playing the dialogue, so we actually haven't set up who is speaking. Huh, interesting. Okay. I guess we need to know who is, now that we're going to be animating the mouth, we need to know which character is speaking. So I guess we should have int 1 or 2, int speaker. Could do it by the character, but it'll be easier just to do the int there. So so that will create some bugs. So when we do the speak routine, oh, that's sweet. Okay, character. So then again, it's just very simple. If we had like more characters that could be speaking at once, we would need something a bit robust. But since it's just this simple thing, we can just do if speaker is equal to 1. Else can only be 2. It would be character 2 image is character 2. Lovely. I wouldn't call that spaghetti. Maybe a noodle. Maybe a little spaghetti-o. Not exactly clean, but it's fine. Okay. So this is just going to say let's return it to the original. So then here we would do void toggle speak sprite, I guess, speaking sprite. And we just go and then I guess, yeah, again, we'll have int speaker. We'll have a similar if statement. And then it'll be like, there's a couple ways we could do this. Like if we check what sprite is there, that just seems a bit tricky, but we could have a little bool, which is like bool open mouth equals false. If open mouth else speaking sprite, something like this. It's a bit fiddly, but it'll work. And same down here. And then we could have something like open. There's a couple ways we could do this. Equals true. No, it's an easier way to do this. We just go if open mouth equals false, else open mouth equals true. And then yeah, we just copy this down here, but we want 2, 2, 2, 2. This doesn't feel exactly clean, but I'm not gonna get caught up on that. So then just the last little check to make sure that open mouth equals false. And let's just see how this works. Yeah, if open mouth, close it, and it should, what this should do, and then we just need to put in here caret interval. Okay, yeah, so like only do it if, and we do open mouth, we do toggle speaking sprite. Okay, and then we're going to see a bunch of these issues. And this would be, so in this case, we're going to have to say like who is speaking each time, but yeah, it would be 2. And so for each time we put this, we just need to put in a number, whether it's 1 or 2. Is it the speaker? Is it the guy on the left or the guy on the right? So soldier report, that's Randall speaking. This is the soldier speaking. And then two, and it will be very obvious if I've made a mistake here. Okay. Then we could actually like put the name before the text. We could put the name of the speaker before the text each time. That should be good. Okay, so switch character, yeah. Toggles, yeah, so that should work. That should make them open and close their mouths as the dialogue gets spat out. So I want to test this. So, and yeah, for the ultimate as well, and we can test that too. See how it looks. And we want, yeah, what's this one called? What do we call this? Start coroutine tutorial. Okay. Okay, so if it's mission, okay, so I am just going to pop this here, just because that's going to be the quickest way for me to test that right now. Oh, one thing I have to do, because not all characters, because most characters, or the non-hero characters don't have a speaking sprite. If we basically, am I just going to write more spaghetti here? But yeah, basically, if it's going to be very rare that a non-hero be, yeah, but like we'll say, so we'll just do another if else, and then we just say if character 1 speaking sprite is not equal to null, is equal to null. Stop, just return, get out of here. Like that. Yeah. Lovely spaghetti there we have. Nice. So that I'm confident that'll work, and yeah, I think if we're in mission 1, which is the one we can select right now, there are other ways to get to that mission, but yeah, this would be the quickest way. Because I've sort of switched off the tutorial for now, because I don't want the tutorial, I just want a scene where there's no dialogue, just because it makes it marginally quicker to test. But we'll just pop that in for now. Put my headphones on so I can hear. Well, I just want to make sure that, yeah, music's off. So if we go over, oof, what is... I know this isn't the game, this is Unity or just having too much other stuff open or the computer cooking. I don't know why this is taking so long. Why this is like... This is a very simple scene. Should be running at over 100 frames per second, so I don't know what's wrong. I think we're all just melting and RAM's getting too expensive. Really need to upgrade my RAM. It just and I should just do it whenever, but I just feel like such a mug upgrading my RAM when RAM is at an all-time high in terms of price. But this shouldn't, my computer shouldn't be crackling. What's going on? I mean, I've got the stream open. I guess I can close the tab. I've got text edit open. I've got Piskel. Should I close Piskel? I mean, that can't be making the difference. Why is the game just running like poo? See, there we go. It's more like it. I think the computer just needed to drop a heatsink or something. Okay. So we should get dialogue here and we should be able to see the mouth moving. Okay, why isn't his mouth moving? So let's put some debugs in there and say, just check if it's even trying to happen. Okay, so we're not even getting there. So what is the issue? Because we're successfully building the text string by string, text.text plus equals C. So that is definitely happening. Basically, every third character we're going to swap the speaky mouth, and we would play a sound if they have sounds. But I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think I'm going to record a voice for each hero character. Could be fun, but. We'll see. We'll see what sticks out. We'll see what happens when we play the game, you know, with a fresh mind after, like, everything is done. Then take a couple weeks off, come back to the game and be like, what's missing? Couldn't there be some voice work here? See if it feels too quiet, you know. Maybe not voices, but just some sound. So let's see. Okay, so we are getting this far, and this is happening. So this is never happening? Should be working. Don't know why it's not working. Okay. So it's not getting stuck. So it's not even getting this far. Okay, that's very confusing. So, like, this is magic to me. I'm not really sure how this works, but this should be just counting every third one. So let's have a look at what's happening there. Did I get this wrong? Should this be... Oh, I think I know what's happening then. I think this... But that's how it was in Interrogation Simulator. Unless I did change that somewhere. But it sort of stands to reason that that should be outside of here. Start I at 0, and then basically every time we do a line, we increase it. So I think that's the fix. I think that's the fix. Odd. Because in my mind, I copy-pasted that from one of my previous games. So... should just work, but maybe for some reason I was like, no, that shouldn't be there, that should be here. Like maybe it was somewhere completely different in the script than the original, so I was just looking for a place to put it, and I put it outside of where it's questioned. But of course, yeah, it shouldn't be resetting to 0 every time we print a character. So simple. There we go. Oh, that looks fun. I like that, even though it's kind of weird. It's sort of, I think it's very on brand. It's quite exciting. I quite like that text, and I like the color of it. Tutorial, and then 15 seconds. My lord, these goblins are strong. Then we need to get stronger. Pick up XP gems off the floor. Aha, now we are stronger. Okay, so maybe that should come a bit later. Because I think there should be a few seconds of picking up XP gems, maybe. And then, yeah, weapons red are equipped to your hero, talents green. Except, this is the first one. So, why is that one coming up? Okay, so this is welcome panel message. Okay, so actually the one we want is... So why are we getting that message? That should be... Because what, we go... Aha, now we are stronger. Quest text is pick up XP gems from the floor. Then we need to get stronger. And then we wait until you're level 1. So this should be waiting until we're level 2. So that's the simple mistake. I'm going to try that again. I'm quite enjoying like playing the tutorial like this. Yeah. I just quite enjoy seeing it because this is sort of, you know, what the start of the game is going to look like. Yeah, let's just give this a quick play test and fix any bugs while we're here. I like that face. So then it's 15 seconds. Oh look, I can move and I can attack automatically. Okay, my lord, these goblins are strong. Then we need to get stronger. And then it's waiting until we're level 1. Ha, now we are stronger. When you earn enough XP, you will level up and choose an upgrade. Your first upgrade will always be an ally. Allies spawn nearby every few seconds and fight for you. Right, click on any upgrade for more details. Should probably quest text. Okay. Yeah, so what does this do? Okay, which casts icicles, has HP, speed, size, spawn rate, and I can click here. Oh, let's just quickly UI width encyclopedia and also width of player sprites, of character sprites. So there might be like a little exception that like if it's a character we're showing, we need to just modify the width of the image, or perhaps characters should just exist in a square. I think probably the former. Be simpler to do. Okay, yeah, but we have that. Oh, and she has an icicle. Cool. Okay, there's probably still a couple bugs here. What happened in the encyclopedia? So what's not a thing? Upgrade.faction is not equal to null. Huh, interesting. Bug when backing out of looking at icicle from the witch entry encyclopedia. And yeah, something. Okay, yeah. But anyway, there we have it. So then you'll pick a character, and then basically the story is going to wait for us to level up again, pick up XP gems from the floor to gain experience. Okay, weapons red. Okay, we did just kind of get unlucky and pick all talents. So I wonder if I should force that first one to not be to have to never all be talents. Yeah, good. Okay, nice. Okay, I guess we'll just pick armor. And then what was the next bit in the story that should be happening? Weapons red. Okay, yeah, so we haven't actually included any dialogue there, so we have to get stronger. So that's that. Okay, so I'm happy with the way that's working. The mouth is opening and closing as expected. We'll see if we come up with any bugs as we try it in different scenarios, but that so far is working. So let's just quickly test the way, just test that it's working for Ultimate. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be, but quick test doesn't hurt. So let's have a look. I'm kind of tempted to just do a run. So I'll do a report. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so we can get rid of these debugs. And yeah, if we were to play a sound, that's where it would go. Yeah. Very nice and simple, I think. We can do a bit better with this. Yeah, we're going to do a UI glow up soon, which should be fun. Okay, so and then Ultimate. Yeah, it does kind of add something. I wonder if the animation in general... Okay, that's interesting how that kind of interrupted, but I don't see that happening too often. Yeah, it adds something. I feel like it kind of shrinks too quickly. But yeah, there's always more we can do visually there. So that's good. All right, nice. So we did that. Test and fix. Well, actually, that wasn't even there. Visuals. Here, each hero should have a serious face to be used to character select and an ultimate. Done. Off the list. Bye-bye. So yeah, like maybe Monday we'll do stages, and then we're just kind of building up to UI glow up, which is not something I feel too super confident with. Okay, cool. Quest text should be... Okay, that's a quick one. Let's do that. Going to try and get these quick ones out of the way. Quest text should be behind the encyclopedia, so let's just go into main game. Where did we keep quest text? I think probably here. Quest text. And so this ends up being in front of options. So if this says something, and then options panel is open. No, options panel. Options canvas, there we go. So that's in front. Sort order 1 for the HUD. So should this be sort order 2? Because I can't imagine anything wanting to come out in front of it. So I think that is indeed the answer. So let's, if that causes other issues, then I think it shouldn't be too hard to figure out where to look. Okay, options, quest text. Where did quest text go? There it is. And we can just delete that. Good. All right. Easy one. Bug when backing. Okay, yeah, should we figure that out before we move on? Box should be list of strings. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that one with the encyclopedia then. So I guess the way to test this, because I reckon if I go into, I don't know, we'll see what I've changed. So we go, oh, why is that pointing to that? Let's have a quick look there. Upgrades. So it's all in options menu, sadly. And then what is it? Equals artifacts. Yeah, there might be a bit of funkiness here. So generate artifact menu. No, so we want when we because I'm just wondering how are we getting to factions or like yeah, where are we actually pointing to that sprite? Because that shouldn't be.
I'm gonna take Phoenix for a little walk.
Okay.
Sarah, stay here.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay, route options. For each string, if it's... Okay, so we don't have one for... Yeah, so this is wrong. Because that is part of... Okay. Yeah, alright, fine. Yeah, so that's already handled. We just do need the case of if we're generating the artifacts button. Then we want artifacts dot artifact list. Sometimes it's all artifacts, sometimes it's artifact list. Or yeah, artifacts dot procs 0 dot sprite. That should be enough. We'll see what goes there. Maybe we come up with a universal symbol for artifact. Come up with a symbol for artifact. Yeah, maybe we should. We haven't set up the stage sprites yet. So yeah, if we do the encyclopedia from here, so yeah, that now gives that. But the factions one gives nothing. But why did that give something before but not this time? Is it because it hadn't like initialized yet? 1, 2, let's give it a few seconds. Because it does take a while, so many things in this game. Yeah, actually it does appear if you wait a bit. That is a funny bug. And then we've got humans, orcs, undead, demons, and they're all looking about right. Nice and simple. Stage just doesn't have anything yet. Items has... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So if we're going factions, humans, allies, scroll down to which... It should work with any character really. Which, and then look at icicle, and then back up from there. That takes us back to weapons. Okay. So what if we do that within a game? And since this is working, I think I can... Okay, what's the problem? First I can get rid of these debugs. I think that's going to be where the issue is. Fairly confident. But let's just test that, make sure that that is the issue, and then what do I do? So when you right click, I don't even know where I put this. Button, and do we have the right click? Okay, yeah. Open upgrade. And then I'm worried there are some which won't work like that. And we can test that. So I reckon this will fix it now for the witch. But if I went to the bannerman, whose weapon, the banner, is not like, it actually doesn't have a faction, I'm gonna have to change that. And I think the reason it doesn't have a faction is that's just the old hacky way I made of making some upgrades unavailable by just making them not have a faction. But I think that's wrong. Like, they should just have an extra bull which is like available to hero or not, and then we do it like that, I think. Like, is this an ally only weapon, or is this something that any character can have? So that I think it's going to be the same with the mage and the fireball, and then we go back from there, and it should take us back to weapons, and we're in the faction of that, of the humans. Why? Oh, because it generated that many weapons? It seemed to get called a lot. Why did that get called 936 times? I mean, that is still a for each upgrade and upgrades. Yeah, no, that's about how many upgrades there are. It's a lot. Okay. But then if we had an ally like Bannerman, whose weapon... But then we've set the upgrade. Okay, so we're going to need it from here. I think I can... There we go. So if we select it from here... Except that's a cheat because we set the faction earlier. So let's do that again. And I reckon this will bug. But then let's do... No, because we'll have set it... We'll have set the faction when we... But then also it's not going to show the banner. But then I guess it shouldn't. Like, the only way to access the stats on the banner is by going by the bannerman. I mean, this is all... Like, I don't want people to be stuck on using the... Yes, factions. This is annoying how this isn't loaded. So yeah, if we go into weapons, we're not going to see the banner. The only way to see the banner is to go into allies, bannerman, and then we can see the banner from here. But then it takes us back to the weapons page where in fact it's not there. So I need to think about that. Like, it's not a huge problem, but it's just like, yeah, but would you not want to be able to see it? And then we can just kind of organize the ally only ones at the bottom. I don't really want to think about that right now. It's like, it's such a minor thing. I don't think anyone's going to mind. It's like, yeah, so like if I want to see the stats about the banner, I have to go via the bannerman. I can't actually see it from weapons. But I don't see that causing any problems. The thing is it worth it just to fix it? I'll wait for someone to complain, basically. It shouldn't be too hard to fix when it comes to it, but I want to focus on stuff that's actually going to bring me closer to having the game ready. So bark should be a list of strings. Okay, let's just do that. So if we go into... I only did this yesterday, and I probably should have done it at the time, but there's going to be a fair bit of stuff here. Public list string box new list string, and then that should bring up a bunch of errors that will help me find the lines that I need to change. So box equals new list string open bracket open can't remember what that's called, and then close, and then we can just add strings, and I don't have to do this now. And then I just think each should have their own each should have their own, like, each should have a series of barks, and there should even be like we could do some special cases for when certain characters meet each other, although again this isn't a beat 'em up, there isn't like beefs between characters. Like, it would be nice if like Randar goes against Dark Randar, he says something like, oh, I'm facing myself, you know. Okay, and then how do I just need to do this one manually, because I don't think a find and replace will do it. Yeah, I'll just do it manually. And then I'm free to add more as I go. So yeah, manual fix here to get this working so that it is. No, there's too many of those. Yeah, we can just easily add more, so that when we do the bark, we can take randomly from a list. Rather than saying the same thing every time. Okay. And then so we'll get errors pointing me to the bits that I need to change. New character.box equals character.box. This is going to be a mouthful of a line. Really, like, every time, get that character. So we could just go dialogue canvas. Just to make this line a bit quicker. Because I'm going to go dialog canvas.character2.box 0 like that, and I'll just copy paste that so that that works, and this will be 1 1 1, and so they should do a random bark now. I'm confident that will work, and if it doesn't, we'll find out, but I'll leave it till then. Okay, getting rid of stuff. Right, so I can actually go ahead and start to do a bit of this with the artifacts, making them work. I came up with a fun analogy for how horrible it is to be a solo game dev sometimes. One is that I came up with a couple fun things to say. One is that I've got this UI glow up, right? And I don't like doing UI, but the fun part sometimes you start by doing the stuff you don't want to do, and then it's a bit like, you know, you're doing a poo, and you kind of let the plug out, and then everything starts pouring out, and this is the plug. The other thing is that sometimes working on a project like this is a bit like getting lost in the back rooms. Where it's like I'm going around in this loop, and then you'll find yourself back into rooms where you've been before, where you thought maybe you were finished that with that spot, but you come back there and things are slightly different, but you end up still following the same route. So it's like Especially, and the artifacts is a great example of that. Like I kept coming back to artifacts and how they should work and how to generate them and which ones to include and which ones not to, and ended up back in that design room so many times. And I think now hopefully what I'm doing is I'm finally putting that to bed by just having this kind of dynamic artifact system where it's going to be really easy to add or remove any ones we can think of and balance them as we see fit. And even if we wanted to, I've decided against it, but we could make some more powerful than others, just be like, this one's a rare one, so you know it's a good idea to pick unless the other one has a really good synergy, that kind of thing. Obviously getting that rare pick that has the good synergy kind of lends to that slot machine vibe, which is fun for a Survivor game, but you know, I've decided against rarity. But anyway, it's still a fun thing to have. So we're going to finally put this to bed. Finally, that was the eureka moment, is how exactly to handle these. And it is a bit tricky because we've got this outcome can have like an effect for the hero, but also an effect for the non-hero. But some of the procs, not outcomes, some of the procs are incompatible with, like a hero cannot trigger this. For example, Vengeful. If a unit dies, well, it's no good if it does a better benefit if the hero dies. So we need to like put that in the code. And I've actually already written, and the only reason I'm confident enough to at least start doing this at 3:45 on a hot day like this is because I've already written it out. So some procs should be hero incompatible. Let's just take that at face value and say proc has a bool, hero compatible. Let's just go hero compatible. Even if that's just Vengeful, I think this is the way to do it. So we know some of them are hero incompatible. So Vengeful, hero compatible equals false. Like this can never be triggered by the hero. So if the outcome is like different depending on the hero, we need to stop that. Okay, so hero compatible, and by default it will be true. But for Vengeful it is false. And for Burning Death, so if you die while on fire, Freezing Death, and we'll let the others pop up if they pop up. I'm not going to go through each one now and think about it. I just know that these ones can never be triggered by the hero. Not going to happen. And then if we were to say like the chance is slightly improved by the fact that it's, you know, like we can actually, because it doesn't have a better hero effect, maybe that's imbalanced and therefore we can make it a bit better. But then I think that just naturally comes into giving these a higher chance. So maybe this would be 0.3 instead of 0.2. In fact, let's do that and see how it plays out. Vengeful would be chance multiplier 3. Sort of going between 1, 2, 3 and 100. I think 5 is particularly high. Let's see how this works out. We'll have to balance that. We'll figure out, oh, this proc is too common, and then, well, we don't have to balance 100 different artifacts. We just make that proc chance multiplier a bit lower if we feel it's too powerful. And the outcome, if we feel the outcome is too powerful, then we can, you know, and then it will be all balanced, mathematically balanced, without having to modify each number individually. This is going to be good. This is the best setup for balancing. Okay, so some procs should be hero incompatible. Done. Outcomes should have a separate distinction, a separate description for hero outcome. Yeah. So we go to artifact outcome. So instead of player double, I think what we do is we have public string hero outcome equals NA for now. And then we do summon. So then it would be like this. And I don't know if this is the way to do it, but like we go summon. And we should probably store these strings. So summon dot hero outcome equals that. And then what we can do is, yeah, I guess we can kind of do it like this. And I think this should always come, like the sprite should be last. Favored proc, I think we can get rid of that while we're here. That's a favored proc. Yeah, we don't need this. So this one is player double. I could just make it that it's always double chance for hero. But I do like the ones where, for example, heal. If you do a crit, you have a chance of healing. For a unit, that's just going to heal themselves. If it's the hero, they will actually heal all of their allies. So it just gives us an incentive to get your hero into the mix and makes the synergies that for the weapons that are on your hero like extra strong. So if you have daggers and you have critical heal, you're going to have a very strong incentive to want to be the one getting those crits. Okay. We should probably store some of these strings as constants. So private string double chance for hero. And that way we can just reduce some of the error, space for error. I think I will make this that too for now. We can always change it, but double chance for hero. Heal. So this is a different one. Heal dot hero outcome equals hero heals all, and we're not going to store that because this is the only place it will happen. And then basically we're going to be checking that it is. So yeah, we might not want to use strings, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. So chicken dot player double. So chicken dot hero outcome equals double chance for hero. No favored procs. Thank you very much. No favored procs. We don't need that. I have thought about the design and I have decided against it. So again, I think this one can just be double chance for hero, just to keep it somewhat simple. So mana hero outcome equals double chance for hero. Mana gem dot hero outcome equals double chance for hero. Mana gem dot, yeah, we're not doing favored proc, so I just need to go through each of these and just sort of somewhat carefully, like hero buffs all allies. Okay, buff dot hero outcome equals hero heals all allies. And we should actually be able to just say, is the hero outcome the same as heal? Yeah, we'll see. Let's cross that bridge when we come to it. So for now, we just want to set each one up. Equals hero buffs all allies. Okay, and then armor. and we're going to be using this string to create our description. As well as, and then what we can do is remove it for the procs that are hero incompatible. That's the idea. Okay. So yeah, they all have a specific hero outcome. Sometimes it's double chance, sometimes it's not. But that's not going to apply for some of the inputs. So artifact.outcome.player double. Okay, so artifact. So here we straight up, if subject character is player, so if the player did this, artifact.outcome hero if artifact outcome hero outcome is equal to player double, where do I put it? What did I call it? Double chance for hero. Oh, is that not going to work because it's private? I hate this. I hate this. Why can't I just access that? I'm sure there's some very good, clever reason. But, okay, fine. We'll just make that static. Like, I don't see why I wouldn't. Maybe there's some kind of, like, optimization or stability reason for that. But I just, like, okay, it needs to be accessed by a static script. Even though it's in the same script, then, okay, make it static so we can use it. All right. Or we could just say, point directly to the string. Okay. Or we could even just point to critical, you know, we could just point to heal or one that has double chance for hero and do that. But okay, we'll just make that static. What harm is that going to do that a bool is static? We'll find out, I'm sure. That a constant is static. New artifact outcome dot. Okay, so if. Okay, so what we need to do is if new artifact. So first we need to say if new artifact, or we can just say if proc dot player dot hero compatible. Then we say, yeah, we don't need that anymore because that we've done that, and then we just need to add it. If it's hero compatible, then we add to the description, descriptions plus equals, I guess, space, and then outcome dot hero outcome, and all of them seem to have a hero outcome, even if it's actually the proc that's just where the confusion was, and that's why it took me a while to think of it. Okay. Outcomes have a separate description for hero outcome. Good, yeah. And so we already have in run artifact outcome, we've got like vengeful. But this is going to apply to more than just vengeful. So if and it should be and really, right? Oh, okay, because if it's vengeful buff, it can't buff the person, so it has to buff everyone. Okay, vengeful buff. If I just write this, I just need to make sure that this system can accommodate for vengeful buff. So if the character is the player and proc dot artifact dot proc player compatible, hero compatible. If the player did it and it's hero compatible, do that. So if the player did it and it's hero compatible, do that. Except we've decided for mana we are just going to increase the chance. So in that case, no. We don't need that. That's just an easy flat one. Dropping an item is an easy flat one. Heal is one that benefits. Restore armor. Reset. Yeah, go on. I've kind of gotten rid of that for now, but I might bring it back. So if subject character is player, so this is buff. Yeah, so buff will be buff all. So we're checking if it's the player, and we're checking that the proc is hero compatible. And wouldn't it be and? Right? It has to be hero compatible and it has to be the player. No, in this case, if it's vengeful buff, like you could even imagine the thing having two outcomes. No, if it's vengeful buff, then it would be or. Because the outcome of the vengeful buff would just go straight to the hero one. So vengeful buff is like, if a character dies, all of the other characters around it will get buffed. Buff all. So for heal, anything that's not hero compatible will just go to all. So if it's not hero compatible, instead of not having the hero effect, we actually go straight to the hero effect, basically. So down in generate artifacts, a surprisingly small script. Actually, no, if proc.hero compatible, then yeah, we include the hero outcome. Else, yeah, so if it's hero compatible, let's just do the whole thing in here for hero compatible or not. So it would be, if it's hero compatible, we get the description, we get the proc description, then the chance to, yeah, 10 on crit, 10% chance to heal, hero heals all. Plus, so that's simple. But then, if it's not one of those, so basically, I think for the moment that's just death rattle ones. If it's not hero compatible, then we go straight to the hero outcome. Like that. That makes sense. If it's not hero compatible, we go straight to the hero outcome. But if it's I'm just thinking about player doubles, so double chance for hero. Well, yeah, hero compatible ones, they won't have a double chance. They can never be player double. Okay. Yeah, let's just see how that works, and if it's broken, we'll. But let's just say that we're doing it correctly, and kind of like clear this off the list, and then go to testing phase once we're sure we've. Yeah, so vengeful buff. So then down here, while I thought it should be an and, it should actually be an or. So heal. If the one who did it is the player, and it's hero compatible, or it's or artifact.proc. And if it's not hero compatible, then just go straight to the hero effect. So if the player did it, or if the player can't have done it, go to the hero effect. That's going to work. Yeah, if... Subject character. Interesting. If... Okay, but the vengeful reset is different. If artifact.proc.names is equal to... I might be cutting reset, but let's see. If artifact.proc.player compatible hero compatible. If it's not hero compatible, then just reset the player. If it is hero compatible, no, I think I should just keep it the same, because basically, if a unit dies when you've got like vengeful reset, it just resets the heroes. But maybe it should just reset everyone's. Otherwise, we'll see. It can be one or the other. So this one would be, if it's not hero compatible but it's reset, then just reset the player. If is hero compatible and it's like hero resets all, then and if it was the hero who did it and it's hero compatible, then reset all. So like critical reset it for all. And if it was someone else who did the crit, then we just reset. And this should be subject character. Should be the one who did. I'm gonna have to kind of actually test each of these. YouTube is not getting enough video for smooth streaming, as far as I can see. I haven't got dropped frames, so should be fine. Okay, so I'm a little bit worried that some of these are going to need some noodling. So we definitely have test and fix artifacts. Let's just go test and fix all artifacts, and there'll be a bit of a session of making a gym or museum, as my friend told me, to test out artifacts. If proc is hero compatible, don't add hero effect description. Done. And consider increasing multiplier. I think that would just roll into the multipliers of the ones that aren't hero compatible, and set player effect to false. Artifacts will have a bool player attack effect. No. They have a string which is what is the player effect, and they actually all have that. So that should work. Vengeful buff has been set up to work. I'm worried about so the one that I'm worried about is, so healing, I want the effect of, like, let's say heal, like holy buff, I want the person who received the heal to get the buff, not the person who did the heal. So let's test and fix, and I'll just put in a special note here for holy buff should buff the person being healed. And it's just a matter of like when we call the proc, so if we say armored artifacts, who is the person that performed this action and who is the person who received the action. And that's gonna, so like if it's a heal, who did the healing and who received the healing. And we'll just have to test them and make sure they work, and might need to swap a few of these bits around. Okay. Test and fix enemy hero spawning. So yeah, we just need to kind of do a couple plays, because I think the enemy hero spawning should work. It's a bit tricky to test. I could create an environment for it, but it might be easier just to test it. Okay, so we've got test and fix all artifacts. We've done the work So if there are mistakes, they're ones that I'm not aware of. It's not like I'm testing it when I know it's not going to work. So that's good. Make stages, UI glow up, human skill. So this needs to happen after all this is done. Then I can do this. And so we're kind of looking at like, Jesus, I think I need Monday energy for any one of these jobs because they're all quite big. So actually, I think I'm going to end the stream there. It's been a pretty quiet one, but that's fine. And I will be back. I think probably the title wasn't too appealing. And I think I'll be back tomorrow, not in the morning, but perhaps in the afternoon. So thanks for joining today. I will be back tomorrow at some point, and we will be, I think, doing this, playing the game, testing and fixing these things, and just doing a bit of a balance run, I think, and then mentally preparing to do some stage work, to do some more sprite work and stuff like that. So thanks very much. Have a good evening, and bye.